Okay, let's get going. This masterclass is for you if you're feeling tired of trying everything to make your business work well. It's especially for you if you have lost yourself in your business and you don't even know what you're aiming for anymore. This is the bit, this feeling lost is who I really want to help people at the moment, because everybody I speak to this year really, it said, I'm just feeling lost. There's so much noise out there that I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't even know what I wanted. I don't even know why I started anymore. Like, I'm just completely lost. And I get that. And that's because it's very noisy out there, but we can block out that noise. So I don't want you to worry about it. If you are fed up of hearing about arbitrary 6 or 7 figures that you need to reach, I promise you, I will not tell you to reach 6, 7, or 8 figures. It's not about that. If impacting people is just as important to you as your income, you are in the right place. Impact is so important. And it's got lost. Honestly, it's got lost in the sea of people talking about how much money you need to make, when actually most of us started to make an impact, if we're honest. If you are good at what you do, and you know you are deep down, but just being good at what you do isn't really getting you anywhere, then this is for you. Who is in one of these brackets? Let me see you. Good. That's what we want. Good. Then I can help you for definite. Mainly though, if you are confused because of all the noise out there and you're feeling like things are just bloody hard and you want them to be easier and you're not afraid of hard work, you don't mind a bit of hard work, but you want clear directions on what to actually do rather than just doing hard work for the sake of it, not really getting anywhere. We can all be busy for the sake of being busy. Or you want a business that is profitable. We still need to make money, right? We've got businesses, but you don't want it to keep affecting your mental health, your nervous system, and you want your version of success, not somebody else's version of success. I'm here for you. You will know that up till 2023, all I was doing is helping people to make a lot of money. That changed at the beginning of 2023. I'm not interested in just helping you make money anymore, because I helped a lot of people make money who now hate their lives. What I would like to do is help you have a balance of making a lot of money, enough money that you can have everything you want and have an extraordinary life, but you also feel calm, in control, simple. You have a simple business model. You're doing things step by step and you're getting what you need out of it, but your whole business doesn't become you. Your whole identity doesn't get swallowed up in your business, so that your business is all you are. So that the things that you used to do before your business, you know, remember before your business when you like had friends and you used to go out, and maybe you went to the cinema, and maybe you took classes in different things, and maybe you had a life. I want you to have that back while having a profitable business. It's no good to any of us. Like, you don't want to get to like 90 and look back, oh, thank God I made loads of money. You won't care. And I'm saying this as somebody who's been in poverty and been very rich. I can promise you that your happiness is not going to be defined by you hitting 7 figures. It is going to be defined by you having a really amazing life that isn't just about your business. That's what's going to make you happy. So that's what I am here to help you do. I don't want it to just be, it needs to be about play. We need to have fun. Remember when we wanted to start our businesses and it was joyful? Like, everything was fun. Maybe you need to go back 3 years and think how you felt then. Let's get back to that. This online world has turned us into something we're not, and we don't need to be. And I'm here to help you get back to where you were. So let's cut through all the noise out there, because boy, is it noisy with gurus. And let's just make it fun again. Have a business we enjoy. So why should you listen to me? Honestly, lots of people will say, I'm not listening to you because you've made your money. And so it's easy for you to say this. But it's because I've been in both situations that I have a unique perspective on being able to tell you what will actually make you happy. So I got to the top. I made 20 million in 7 years in this online business world. Sorry, I've also got a cold. And that's pretty good. But I then realized I was following somebody else's version of what success looked like. I remember what I wanted success to be when I first started. Let me tell you what it was. I wanted to make £2,000 a month to cover my 9 to 5 job so that I didn't have to do it anymore, so I could spend more time with the kids. That's what I wanted to do. And then I made 20 million and was still trying to get more, not even knowing why, because this online world taught me that unless I'm now an 8-figure business, I'm not successful. Even after you've hit multi-7, you still won't feel successful because somebody will tell you, well, now you need to get to 8, or now you need a Sunday Times best-selling book. I got that. Or you need a UK #1 podcast. I got that. Like, how many more things do we have to do that people are telling us is success? What about if you got your version of success? In 2023, it changed. And I decided what my version of success was. And I became so much happier by shedding all of the things I didn't want to do, all of the noise around me, all of the who you should be seen with, all of the crap, basically. And I've realized through working with thousands of clients that you don't need to lose who you are or your sanity or your mental health to have a really successful business. It's just that we've become jaded by what successful business actually means because of this online world. And we don't want that. So here's why I still want you to make money, even though I've just said all of that. We know from every psychological theory out there that people are happiest when they have their needs met. And not just basic needs, more than that. That does take money. I'm not saying it doesn't. You do need to make money. Money isn't a bad thing, but it comes easier to get when you know exactly what you're aiming for and you have a very simple plan to get there. When did things get so complicated? When did we need 20 funnels and to segment everything and to be on 15 social media platforms? Like, it doesn't need to be this way. Business is actually really simple. Success is different for everyone, but it usually includes some degree of financial freedom needed. I think you'll agree with me. But I honestly and passionately believe that happiness in business and life is more than just the money. And I believe that if you just go for the money, you'll probably get there, but you'll get there at the expense of other things, whether it be health, relationships, yourself. You might lose yourself, your integrity. There's so many things you can lose. And I think you can have both if you just know what you want to make, what you need to make. If you just know what success looks like to you, instead of listening to what everybody else is telling you success is. So if we look at any chart, whether it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs or the 6 needs triangle, you always get the same thing. You get your physiological needs. You get your food, water, shelter, clothing. You get safety, security. A lot of us, I think, want security. That means financial security. But we also need love and belonging, a sense of connection, friendship, family. People are definitely giving up the love and belonging section for money. We need self-esteem. We need confidence. We need to feel achievement. It's really hard to feel achievement when you're climbing a mountain and you get to the top of that mountain, and behind that mountain, you then see another mountain that goes further up. When does achievement exist if you're constantly trying to get the next thing? We want the respect of others. We want the need to be a unique individual. But actually, you'll only ever be really happy with self-actualization. This is morality, acceptance, purpose, meaning, inner potential. All of those things were the thing in 2023 that I found that made me happiest, much more happy than money did. But we are not getting to this point, this self-esteem, self-actualization point, because we are trying so hard to make money. So how have we got to this stage in this economy, in where we are right now in the online world? The realities of online business in the past few years is that COVID and the pandemic has given us all an unrealistic, inflated view of where we should all be. So lots of people in the online world, me included, made a lot of money very quickly between 2020 and 2022 because everything was jumbled up. People were coming online that wouldn't normally. All that's happening now, people are like, oh my God, everything's slowing down. I'm not making as much money as before. That isn't what's happening. What's happening is the economy is correcting itself to where we would have been had there been no pandemic. So we might have grown very quickly, and now we're growing at a much steadier pace, which is really normal. But because of this, complicated pandemic situation, it's made business owners feel confused. They feel like they're on a roller coaster. They feel like they're doing things wrong because they were making loads and now they're not making as much. So they feel like things have dropped, but actually only the economy is correcting itself. You are exactly on the path you're supposed to be if you are growing. As long as you're growing a little bit, as long as you're not going completely downwards, then you are still on the right path. But you don't need these massive jumps that we've seen. So this has caused anxiety to go up because of these effects, coupled with social media, which causes us all to have anxiety. So many of us, our root cause of anxiety is comparing ourselves and social media, but also nervous system deregulation has spiked massively in the past 2 years. We're on fight or flight mode as business owners all the time. I can't tell you how much this hurts your health, physically and mentally, but also makes your business suffer. So it doesn't have to be this hard. While the economy causes issues, which it's always going to do, it's cyclical. It will go up, it will go down, it will be hard, then it won't be. The best thing to do is streamline and simplify. Not just your business, but your life. Streamline everything, keep things really simple, block out the noise, and be really intentional about the things you're doing, because there's lots of ways to make lots of money. We already know this, but you do have to stick at one thing, one strategy. And what people are doing, because it's noisy, they're doing 20 different strategies that they're seeing other people do. They're spraying and praying with marketing and hoping something works. That never does anything apart from deregulate your nervous system and makes things worse. We need to be intentional and calm with what we're doing, and simple. So much money is still being made in online businesses and offline businesses just by people staying focused on strategy and staying calm. So I'm going to take you through a really simple framework and a pathway that works and that always has worked. And it's a nice, simple one. But there's something important to do first. And some of you did this in the challenge this week. But if you didn't, it's okay. You need to work out what you want. So there are several measurements of success. Financial is just one. Income is just one. And they're different for everybody. Usually there's some form of impact that is a measurement. Like could be how many people you want to impact or how you want to impact things in this world. What legacy do you want to leave? Income and financial is definitely one. You need to know how much money you want to make. Status, to feed our ego, can be one. Health should definitely be a measure of success. Contentment, happiness needs to be a measure of success. That's not always linked with money. Sometimes some of it will be, but it isn't all linked with money. You can have a lot of money and be very, very not content, believe me. So we need to work out what you want. And the problem is no one knows what they want anymore because they've heard so many times that they want 6 figures or 7 figures. They're actually starting to believe that that's true. That isn't necessarily what you want or need to feel really successful and like you've achieved something. What's amazing is if you work out what you actually want and you take steps to achieve it, you will feel achievement because there's a top of a mountain. You need a top, because if you're just climbing someone else's top of a mountain, there'll always be a bigger mountain to climb. You'll never feel like you achieved anything. We need you to know what you want. In Velocity, which is the program I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later, we have a massive spreadsheet. It's pages where you actually work out what you want, because that's important. So let's talk about income, because that's the one that lots of people would like to focus on when it comes to the things that they want. So many clients had a goal that they came to me with of what they wanted, but it got lost because of the income claims online. They felt like they were comparing themselves or caring about what everyone else was doing. When we stay true to what we want, that doesn't happen. You don't even look at what other people are doing anymore, because you're not in the same race. You're in your race of one. You're in your own achievement lane. You know what you want to have a really, really happy life, and you go after that. So one client came to me who wanted 3K a month to cover her salary and give herself a few extras. She became burnt out and anxious when she couldn't get to 20K after she'd got to 15K a month. I reminded her, you wanted 3K a month to cover your salary. And 6 months later, you want 15K a month. But now you're feeling really anxious because other people online have made 20 and you haven't. Why are you doing that? You didn't even want 20. That wasn't your success version. You were chasing someone else's. And it made her realize that that's absolutely what she'd done. And she was never going to be happy if she's chasing somebody else's version of what success is. So we need to work it out. And in this week's challenge, we worked out what I like to call your enough number. That's the number you need or want every single month to bring in to your business. So we spend a lot of time on this in Velocity, but it includes things like bills, any debt you have, luxuries you want, charitable giving you want to make, investments that you want to make, traveling, and more. Most people actually need a lot less than they think for a truly extraordinary life once they write this down. I know so many 8-figure business owners who have realized they would rather earn less money and have a simpler, fun life with more time to do other things. But they've got to this point where they're at 8 figures and now they can't go back down. They're finding it difficult to go back 3 or 4 years to when they were happy, because we all earn the money and spend the money. We live a life up to the money that we're bringing in usually. And also perception wise, people worry about what it looks like if they earn less. I really don't worry about what it looks like. I've been earning 4 million every year, £4 million for a while now. I have made the decision to earn less. We've just hit 4 million this year. Next year, you won't hear me say that, because I want a simpler, really fun life doing lots of different things. And I refuse to sacrifice just to make 8 figures. I don't need it. So once you've got the number, you can keep things really simple to get there. I want you to take away one thing from this webinar. Complication is the enemy of clarity. Remember that. Every time we complicate something, we're never going to be clear on what we need to do to get there. Once you have your enough number, let's say it's 15K a month or 20K a month or 7K a month. Once you've worked it out properly and you're not just like finger in the air, but you know exactly what you need to be really happy and to have all the things you want, and you've budgeted that out, then there are really easy steps that you need to take to get there. I'm going to go through them with you. So when you know what you sell, and you know the price you sell it, that means you'll know how many of each thing you need to sell to make that monthly figure. Simple, right? So depending on which business model you choose to have, and there are several different business models, you might make 3 months worth of what you need to make monthly in one launch. Or you might make a monthly amount each time, but it really is as simple as that. What you sell and the price to however many people has to equal the monthly figure. And then you'll do it all the time. So, excuse me. All online business is a very simple framework. We went through this in the challenge. There's only 3 things to really a funnel for an online business. There's lead generation, getting those leads in. There's visibility, to make sure those leads stick around, and also to get the leads in the first place. It's kind of like a circle. And then there's selling. If you have something that you put in front of your ideal client to solve a problem, if you have the solution, they will buy it. It is as simple as that. And people have complicated everything. All online and offline businesses, all businesses follow this exact framework: lead gen, visibility, and sales. Now, people will put a lot more stuff in there, but actually, if we try and keep things simple, you will get there quicker. So there's a pathway to easily get you there. And this is the pathway that all my clients use. They always have. It's a pathway that will get you there the quickest way, the simplest way, and it's easy to follow. You start with goal setting. You need to know what you want. You can't just start making money without knowing this. Purpose is so important. You are so much more likely to get somewhere if you have a purpose for it. So goal setting is what we concentrate on first. We work out your ideal client. Now, some people in the challenge this week thought they knew their ideal client, but as they've evolved and they've moved on and the world has moved on, their ideal client has changed, and yet they're still selling to the same people they were selling to 3 years ago. Go back and work out your ideal client. Even if you're at 7 figures now, do the work to work out who your ideal client is now. Then you need to write the strategy that you're going to use to get there. I think that's the easiest part. Some people find that the hardest bit. Then you concentrate on the lead generation, getting those people in that are your ideal client that you've already worked out, using the strategy you've already worked out, you get those leads in. Then you work out, after you get the leads in, what your end offer is going to be. And your offer is different these days. So any offer that you had out there in 2020, 2021 won't necessarily sell really well now. Your offer now has to be a must-have, not a nice-to-have. Nice-to-haves don't sell in 2024. You need a must-have offer. That normally means you can have the offer that you have already, but you need to change the messaging of the offer. So in offer creation includes messaging. Messaging is really important. Because if you have something that helps with wealth, health, that includes mental health, or peace of mind, you will be able to sell it. You just need to really show the links to those things. Most people are making their offers so complicated that people don't know what the tangible result is at the end of it, what they're going to get, why they need it. Messaging is everything. And then we go on to point 6, which is visibility. You need to be visible. And there's lots of different ways to do that don't include social media. Most people, if I say, how are you visible? How are you getting the leads in? They say, oh, I'm social media. Social media is not a visibility strategy. Social media is one tiny bit. Loads of my clients don't even use social media to get their leads in. There are other ways. You don't have to be on social media. But if you want to be on social media, then do it your way so that you start enjoying social media. Even if that means posting on there, the things you need to post and then coming off, you can still do that. I do that. I'm not on social media scrolling. I post on social media, or I use ads on social media sometimes, but you don't have to do it that way. There are loads of different ways to be visible that do not include social media. And then sales. So some people are really good at all of this and then they don't sell. Sales includes launching. Launching is really important. So launching and evergreen, both those things, selling is important. And only then do you start scaling. And that could be launching with affiliates. That could be hiring a team. Like, scaling is the last thing that you do. So I wanted to give you a case study of somebody that used this path this year with me. So Kay, who is from Make Your Mark podcast agency, she said working with me on this pathway has been a game changer for her business. She discovered key gaps in her business she didn't even realize were there. And so she's running her business in a different way. So let's be honest about some things, because the issue is, at this stage, I'm really talking about if you're not making 20,000 a month yet. Who here isn't making 20,000 a month? Tell me in the chat. Okay, good. Good. Right. So if you're not making 20K a month yet, the problem is you do still need knowledge. There is knowledge that you need, whether that's through courses or any other way. There is knowledge you need to learn. You need accountability, because most people find it really difficult to be their own boss and do the things that they say they're going to do, especially when it gets noisy and confusing online. You need peer support and guidance. You definitely need a strategy. You need mindset, but you also need nervous system regulation. Nervous system regulation has been a game changer for me in the last couple of years. So business owners at this level are choosing between, every year they go, oh, should I go into a mastermind? Or they're choosing courses in specialist subjects that they need, like I need to know how to do social media for visibility, or I need to know visibility in general, or I need to know how to launch, or I need to know sales. And they're going into things for those courses. Or they're choosing in-person events so they can network with other people, or they're choosing one-to-one coaching, or they're choosing mindset and nervous system help. I believe you need to choose. So I want to tell you a bit about Velocity, which is my new business accelerator. We put this together, this brand new type of support that just doesn't exist out there. And we put it together because at this level, it's too dangerous for you to choose. You need everything. And so we're going to give you everything. So this is for business owners who want simplicity more than anything else. They want it to be simple. They want profit, but they want to achieve their own version of success without the pressure or the anxiety or the hype of the online industry. They want to do things in a different way. If that's you, you're going to love this. So here's what you're going to get in Velocity. You get an onboarding call with your lead coach. You'll have your own lead coach, and in that call, you will work out what your version of success is. You'll need to fill out the form to figure it out, and then she will talk you through what your version of success is. They're going to be very individual, and there'll be individual reasons that you've struggled to get there that you will also talk about. Then your lead coach is going to show you from that pathway I just showed you, the bespoke pathway that you need to follow to get there, because everyone will need different things. It's no good you just going through a million courses. And an overview of where to find what you need. You're also going to get a pathway, that one I just showed you, with all the knowledge already built in. So we have decided to take almost every course and program that we've done, including some of our CPD accredited programs, and put them in Velocity so that you have all the knowledge in one place, in an easy, simple to follow pathway to get you there, built on my simple framework. But it's going to be bespoke to all of you. The total value of just the programs inside the pathway, which we're now not selling anywhere else, is over 15,000 before anything else that you get. I want to show you behind the scenes. So I'm just going to stop sharing, and I'm going to show you inside Velocity, which I think you're going to love. So this is Velocity. So we're giving you a community that's not on Facebook. In fact, I invite you to come off Facebook for the first month that you're in Velocity so that you can cut out the noise and just concentrate on what you need to do to make the money you want to make. So we have a community in here in Velocity. You have your pathway in here with all the different things, all the different courses and things that you can do, and they'll get added to. So let's say you were on you needed to get visible. The first thing you would do is go and watch about visibility strategy. And then you might say, okay, well, I've done the visibility strategy and I've decided I want to do Facebook ads. So you'd go and do the ads manager course or the social media manager course. Lights, camera, action, which I was going to sell, which is all about the new way of launching that I was going to sell last month, is in here instead, because I was selling something to just make people more money without thinking about their life. And I didn't want to do that. And so instead, I've decided to help people with their whole life in a very different way that also has the ways you need to make money. So all of the different courses are in there. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let me just share again with you. Where were we? We were there. So what you'll also get is a mastermind. So as well as the knowledge and your own bespoke pathway, you'll get 2 hot seats with me every single month. so that we can work together on any issues you're facing and have the collective experience of the group. Most people choose to just go in a mastermind, but what we've found is at this level, if you're just in a mastermind, you're not going to get the knowledge, because you don't know what you don't know. So we believe that having a mastermind with courses, with the group programs there, is much more helpful. It's where these hot seats are where so many of my clients break through the issues that have held them back for years. You're also going to get a one-to-one coach, because I think that people need accountability. So you'll have monthly Zoom calls with your lead coach who has been trained on strategy by me and is the best in the business when it comes to accountability. Your coach will make sure you're sticking to your bespoke pathway and push you to get where you need to be. You'll get in-person days, because I think they're needed as well. So you'll be invited to 2 in-person days throughout our 9 months together. That's how long we'll spend together, 9 months. 1 in London and 1 in Birmingham. There will also be networking sessions online for those of you that can't make in person. So these days are going to be a mix of learning from only experts I've used, learning from each other, because you all have different skills, and networking with each other. Having a group of peers that you can rely on is essential in business. We've seen an ecosystem where businesses can buy what they need from each other when networking is done properly. Mindset. For mindset wobbles, you'll have monthly sessions with my mindset coach, and you'll be able to ask for help in that private community as well. We don't want mindset to ever be the thing that stops you. She'll have her eyes constantly on what you're all working on, so she'll be able to help move you forward. We're going to give you, like I said, a community away from social media so that you can ask for help from each other and have that mastermind element. But we believe that success can be achieved without being on Facebook or social media constantly. And so for those moving away from social media, we're not even going to have it on Slack, because people said they didn't want it on Slack either. We're going to have it on our own platform. For this launch only, for the next week, we've got 2 bonuses for you, but they're bonuses that I think that you need. These aren't in the first 24 hours or anything like that. I'm not going to play with your nervous system any more than you need. So one of the things that has really benefited me the most over the last 2 years is having a nervous system coach. Helped me with strategies for anxiety, to get me in peak performance, for all-round mental and physical health. It's brilliant. It's valued at $2,000. It's really, really good. It's helped me more than anything else over the last 2 years. Bonus 2, your messaging is really, really important. So for everyone that buys this week, you'll get a personalized, comprehensive audit of your messaging. We'll look into areas of improvement for it and optimize it to make sure what you're putting out there actually sells and is impactful. So this accelerator has everything you need to achieve the success you want, not what the world wants, in a simple, straightforward, and streamlined, calm way in 2025. No hype, no hustle, no 7-figure blueprint nonsense, just a profitable, thriving business, but also a thriving life, because that's why we do the nervous system work. It's time to do things differently. We can't carry on how we are. This is the investment for the 9 months. This is only for the first week. The founders only launch price for the whole 9 months is $7,997. The courses alone are worth around $15,000. And obviously you're getting one-to-one coaches and mastermind and all sorts of things on top. $7,997, or you can pay in 6, or if you want to pay in 12, it's £750 a month. Even though it's a 9-monther accelerator, we are allowing you to pay in 12 because we know it's more difficult right now. This means you can stop having to choose between courses, one-to-one or masterminds, and have them all for one price. I just wanted to give you another case study. This is Aggie from White Bee Digital. She's been working with me all year. She's been using the same kind of pathway. And this is what she said, like 100% recommend. Her mindset's totally shifted and she has so much more confidence. And it's because we don't need to do things with hype. So that's the link, lisajohnson.com/velocity. We close this launch of it on Monday at 10 p.m. You can have calls. If you want a call to see if it's right for you, there is a link on the sales page for you to have that call to see if it's right for you. But for now, I want to answer all your questions. Can you still help someone who does want to make millions in a year? Yeah, you can. But actually, if you're already at 500,000, you need to be in DI, which is a different mastermind, because you won't need the knowledge that's in here. This will get you to there, and then you can come into DI once you get there with this. Let me see if you have any questions. What type of businesses are you concentrating on? All types. So not just online, because I believe that offline and online do the same thing these days. What we've done is we've tried to separate too much online businesses from offline. But the problem is offline businesses are doing a lot of good things, not using social media, that we can learn about online. So both is just, you know, we need both in there. Is that really me? Yes, it is really you. What was the last slide information with the address? It's in here. Yeah, the last slide is the sales page, but you can see it just below in the chat box. Is this good for people that haven't even launched yet? Yeah, there is. All of my launching program is in there, the whole launch. This is good for anyone that wants step by step to get there. So at every stage, there will be a course you can go through, and then you can implement before you can get to the next stage. You need to, and some of you will already be halfway through. That's why it's bespoke, and you have a lead coach who can talk to you about where you need to be and what you need to be actually doing, because you're all at different stages. So it's pointless. People giving blueprints of do this, this, and this doesn't work, because you'll all be at different places, and you'll all have different strengths. Like, we've got a section in there that is about what type of business model you're actually going to have. So there's evergreen in there, there's agency in there, like all of it's in there, so that you don't have to then buy extra things. We've got a sales course in there, like everything that's needed is there. Can you have time in your life making 250K per year? Oh yeah. Yeah. When I was making 3 million, up to 3 million a year, I wasn't working that much. And then I got a team, and now I work really hard. I think 2 to 3 million, you can have a lot of time in your life, especially if you do it your way and you're doing it with something you enjoy. A lot of people aren't doing things that they enjoy. Can we see who are the coaches? Well, no, because they might change. So I don't want you to come in based on the coaches. All of the coaches are trained by me, personally, by me. So they're all brilliant people. How long will you have access to the resources for? Yeah, you have them for the whole 9 months. I do not want you to go into this and do all the courses, because it's such a waste of your time. I want you to listen to your lead coach after you've explained what you want and where you are, and do the ones that you need to implement. I only want you implementing. The courses are there so that you can learn what to implement. So, you know, if you're going to spend 9 months just doing courses, it's pointless. You won't get the best out of this. I want you to really be intentional about what you learn, so that the things you're actually doing make you money, because that's what it's about, and impact your life. So it does start in January properly, but we're putting everybody in the community now so they can all get to know each other, because that mastermind element of getting to know each other is really important. And if you want to have your onboarding call in December, you can, so that you are ready to go in January, or you can have it in January. It's up to you. Will it help me with my podcast launch and retreat business? Yes, definitely. It doesn't matter what you do in business, product business, it doesn't matter whether your product, service, offline, online, it's for all businesses. Is the hot seat one-to-one with you? Yes, it's not a one-to-one. So the hot seats is a group that I facilitate twice a month, and people ask any issues that they have with their business, and I will help, but it's also for the group to help each other. But I don't want you to wait for the hot seats if you have a problem. That's what the community is for. And also, we can, if we know what problem you've got, if we know that there's a part in a course that covers that, we'll be able to point you towards it. So no one won the course, just the prizes. Yes, no one wins the course. It's not a course. This isn't a course. It's an accelerator. I mean, it's a load of courses in it, but that's just one part of what it is. It's much more than that. It's not just a mastermind. It's not just one-to-one. It's not just a course. It's not just a group program. It's not just in person. We need something that's all of it to really make a massive impact in 2025 and get you where you want to be. I don't have the ideas I have in place yet. So does the course cover how to set that up? Yes. Once things get started and people invest, does that happen during the Velocity course? It's not a course, but yes. One of the courses is in there called Fabulous Foundations. That is the basics. So that's how you can have your ideas and put them in place. But also, that's why you have the community, so that you can work it out with all of us like a mastermind. And that's why you've got your one-to-one coach to brainstorm ideas with as well. Oh, there we go. What about if you're switching and procrastinating between what to actually do with your business life and have been, then you need to work out what your purpose is. That's about purpose, because then you'll know what you should be doing with your business and life. But people aren't starting with purpose, and they need to be. Is there a limited amount of spots? There is not. But as you can imagine, at that price point, it's not going to be overrun. Will there be another intake of this in 2025? Yes, it will eventually go evergreen, probably quite quickly actually, but not at the founder's price and not with the bonuses that we have now. I made 600K this year. If you've made 600K, I would say DI is a better fit for you, Destination Inspiration. If you want to DM me, I can tell you about that. That starts in January. That's for people who are already at the 500,000 mark. Doing the challenges this week made me realize my business doesn't light me up. I need advice on which of your courses is the right one for me. It doesn't matter. All the courses are in it. You don't have to choose which of the courses are right for you. They're all in it, apart from One-to-Many and the Strategist program. So you can just come in and you'll see what's right for you when you're in there. How much time do you think you would need to have available each week to implement things? Only work 2 days a week, childcare, so need to, yeah. So it depends how quickly you want to go. But this is why when we look at what success means to you, which you do first, that will let us know. Because if success means to you working 1 day a week, then we're going to do that. And we're going to be realistic about what we can get doing that. So it's not about like, you must do 10 hours a week, because as soon as we do that, that's not what success looks like to you. We need to find a way that we can have balance, do the things we want and work. So it will be completely up to you how much time you want to implement some of the things that you're learning. What's the difference between this Accelerate and Kickstarter that you ran before? Kickstarter was a pure mastermind. It didn't have courses in it. It didn't have a group program element. It didn't have in-person days. It didn't have most of this. It was a pure mastermind. And what I have realized is that although people got amazing results from Kickstart, and I'm really glad they did, like we've got some amazing testimonials, what we weren't helping people with was the life bit. And I want to help both. I want balance. I don't want people to just be making loads of money without knowing what they're making it for. We never focused at all on what your enough number is. Now we're going to. But also, you don't have to pick and choose whether you're doing a mastermind like Kickstart and then have a one-to-one coach and then have to buy my courses as well. It's all in. Will we still have access to Fabulous Foundations and that strategy club that we've already signed up to? Yes. So that strategy club is completely separate from this. That's a membership. Can the financial advisory be scaled to one-to-many format by joining the Velocity? I don't know what you mean by that. I'd book a call with somebody to ask that question so you can go into more detail. There's no obligation if you book a call. I have a very specific problem with my current business around my own money tracking, but I am over 500K. My new business is brand new, so isn't part of that. Is DI better having, yeah, because you can work on all three in DI. DI, I think, is a better bet. If you DI is 25,000 though. So it's completely dependent on where you are financially and what you can afford to invest. Most people who have worked with me in one-to-many will do this next. And then when they're making the right amount of money, then they go into DI. So it depends on what you want to invest. This is 8,000, that's 25,000. Okay, I think we're at the end of the questions. Have a look at the sales page. If you want to have a call to see if it's right for you, then do. I don't want people to get to, like people always say, I can't afford the investment of something like this. And then when they get to the end of a year, They've bought 20 different things, none of which have helped them because it's just been too noisy and there's too many things to do, that has come to way more than the 8,000 that they say they can't afford. So I want you to think about how much you are actually likely to invest in other things in a year when you can get everything in one. A mastermind usually on its own is between 10 and 12,000. So this has all these other elements in it. A one-to-one coach on its own is usually 5,000 for 3 months. Like, you can have all of it. You don't have to choose. All right. Book a call if you need to, and hopefully I will see you on the other side.